work in progress, and I'm back. And the show's gonna get better, I promise, because these assholes fucking ruined it while I was gone.
Show's gonna get worse.
Oh god. Alright, so starting on my left we have
Andrew!
Brandon.
Ian. And Mitch.
And across from me we have our very special guest today. And his name is, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Chris. I'm coming in from 2,500 miles away via the internet.
Chris, that's a long way away.
It is
Buddy.
a long way away.
Thank God the internet exists.
Yeah, thank God. So we have him here now. He is our guest for this evening. And you may realize that though he is far, far away, he is probably coming in quite clearly.
I forgot to grab a drink.
Once again, do you need to get up and get one?
I'm just letting you know what's gonna happen.
Just do it now.
I want to be really
Just
unprofessional on the
fucking
air and
do
let
it.
everyone know that my absence is explained.
Just do it.
That I need to go upstairs.
We're just gonna impersonate you.
God damn it. Alright, so wow, we're off to a great fucking start. Alright, so this is episode 20, guys.
This is Big XX, man.
Yep, Big XX. It's
right, up top.
we have officially made it 19 more episodes than I thought we would.
Yeah.
So hooray! Everybody, a little round of applause, hooray! Alright. So you may have noticed that recently,
It's gonna pick up really well on the mics.
recently as well as yesterday, yeah, we have a Vine account now, so we can
Yeah.
make stupid short videos. We just made one, in fact. I made everybody really uncomfortable with it, but I think it's hilarious. So so keep an eye out for that, and I'll post that the link to our profile again, because for some reason the one I posted didn't work, I don't think. But yeah, I'll post that again. Otherwise, gentlemen, how are we all doing this week? Banging. The fucking guest talks before any of the co-hosts.
Well,
It's
I don't know.
courtesy. I want to give
Yeah.
Chris the way to talk.
I want to know if his day is banging.
Yeah. So it's banging, Chris.
Banging.
Banging. All right, Mitch, how was your
You
day?
know,
Oh.
all these fucking Mormons up here, man. They're just goddamn everywhere.
Kurt, would you like to tell the story about your engine block that you just told us, Chris?
Oh, yeah, it's actually so cold up here that everybody has to plug in their car with an engine heater at night when it gets so cold. Otherwise, the car does not start. Like mine did yesterday. It actually got so cold yesterday that they canceled school because they couldn't get the buses to start.
Oh, incredible.
Well, that's a new kind of snow day. I wish it got that cold.
I had a power outage snow day the other day, too. The whole town had no power because it was so cold that we just didn't have school.
Damn. How come we can't get that?
You want that?
I mean, we get like 5 inches and everybody closes down.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I could talk about snow days.
Except for fucking Teletech. Teletech doesn't ever fucking close down.
Well, no, Subway, like, gotta be there.
Yeah.
Chris, may I ask something about your current location?
My what?
Your current location. I want to know something about your life. Where you are right now, how good of a job do they do clearing away the roads during a snowy event?
Straight up ass. And I could skate to school in my town right now. I live in the middle of town. And it's just goddamn awful. It's just, they don't even try in some roads. They plow like 2 roads and then they just say, fuck it to the rest of it. So,
Chris, you say you could skate to school. Does that mean you do skate to school?
no, it's -3 degrees in the morning. It's actually -3 now. It gets a little colder in the morning, so we kind of
That's weird.
It looks like.
A heat snap.
Got a little
Because
heat
it's
snap. That's sweet
-3 degrees.
It's terrible when I drive to school in the morning and I pass the bank and I see it -11. I'm like, feels like it's warmer than -11.
That bank sign is obviously incorrect.
It's like -11. You're like, oh, it's gonna get cold tomorrow. Like today.
I got a twitch in my
arm. It's gonna get colder tomorrow.
Joints are tightening up. All right, so we also have a monumentous occasion because Chris is notorious for having never played any Pokemon save for Pokemon Yellow.
Yellow, which he dominated and then dominated again.
Yeah, he just
again and again.
He butt fucked the shit out of that game.
Don't say it like does it still
It's
work?
too late. It's too late.
Does it still work? Does Yellow still work?
My yellow still works beautifully.
That's fantastic.
Can someone stop Andrew?
What's he doing?
He's like singing in my ear.
Andrew, stop that.
He's just sitting here singing the. Which one was that?
the
Fucking
snare
Johto?
It's one of the Johto theme songs. It's Born to Be a Winner. You know the one.
Born to be a winner.
Yeah.
Johto.
Born to be a champion.
But I heard it happen, and he just. I thought he would stop after like the first line.
No,
just
kept
keeps
going.
going.
No.
Whole verse. It's the chorus. Keeps going.
So who did you start with, buddy?
He's playing Pokemon
So
Y
this
now.
is
Is that
what
right?
you had the first generation.
I'll tell you a little bit about my team, and then I got actually a fun story about my first bit of actual Nintendo technology in the last 15 years.
Okay. All right.
No, I'm playing one I started with Justin.
Chespin.
What a bitch.
Which one is that?
He went with the grass guy.
Oh.
I want to get Articuno. Fuck you guys.
See, I didn't actually know the reason.
I had no idea that was a thing.
But
I was just like, fire dude.
grass is for bitches. Is
Who's your first gen starter?
Bulbasaur would beg to differ.
my point
Well,
stands.
it would have been Pete.
My point is Bulbasaur could whoop your ass.
Bulbasaur is
why
maybe
don't you
the
get-
best grass starter,
Oh.
and he is still the worst starter of his generation.
Statistically, maybe.
Who?
But as a best friend, he's superior to everybody. So, joke's on you.
You can see from my charts.
As you can see from these charts I have. Okay, Chris, go ahead.
No, so fun story. I kind of got in the mood to be like, you know what? I'm at school all the time and don't get to play video games anymore, so I'm going to buy a 3DS because I just have buckets of money right now and no time or ability to spend it doing anything.
And you're not going outside.
So I decided to go
Yeah.
out and buy myself a brand new 3DS.
Awesome.
The second day I had it, I was up in my sound booth. We were doing sound checks for some just stupid fucking beauty pageant that happens here all the goddamn time.
Yeah, they do that at Glendale.
So it was me and my tech people up in the booth, just doing nothing at all, and I decided it's time to play some Pokemon. So I sit up on the counter, and the 3DS falls from my hoodie pocket onto the counter, and then off the counter into the theater, falling 50 feet onto a concrete floor.
Oh shit!
Which then basically blew up on the floor. Everywhere, things went every place. It was an ungodly mess. So within 48 hours of owning a 3DS, I no longer owned a 3DS. I then sent it to Nintendo and was like, man, I'm just headed so early, and the fucking card reader doesn't work or something.
There's something whack.
Sent it to us. So I poured it into the box, and they said it would be repaired.
You poured it into the box. As if it were a soup.
The dude's face when he opened the box, just like, this is in like 17 pieces.
You know what? He's right. The card reader does not work.
I tried it and it's not
Confirm this
working.
issue. I bet he fucking blamed it on like this shipping company too. He's like, those motherfuckers need to stop throwing these
Goddamn
boxes around.
FedEx.
Regardless, I mean, I didn't pay for it, so
Well, that's
Dude,
good.
whatever, yeah. That's good.
I'd call that a victory.
Small victory.
So
it works.
did your heart stop seeing your new piece of technology just, explode?
It just sailed through the air because it was 50 feet up. I got to just watch it just tumble. It's all in slow motion. It was terrible. It was scary.
It's like you yourself were falling. You see everything happen.
One of my students who was up there with me was like, "Oh, what was that?" I was like, "Oh, it was my 3DS." They're like, "You have a 3DS?"
Uh-huh.
I was like, "Probably not."
Not anymore.
I did at one
Yes,
point.
yeah.
Did you yell out like the names of your team? Were you like Torchic? No!
Chespin, no!
I'm still learning the names of my team. They keep evolving all the goddamn time. This dude, and then he's I'm like, fuck.
What's the big idea, guy?
Come
Why are
on.
you changing?
I have never heard anyone make that complaint.
Chris,
about
you
their-
know you can cancel the evolution.
Come on, it's
My Pokemon just keep getting stronger. I hate
So,
it.
the way...
oh, it's like 8,000 of them.
It's like 700 or 800 now?
600 something, I think.
Oh, okay.
Here's a Pokemon, choose its weakness, and like, I don't even know what that is. It just looks like two swords instead of.
Yay!
Yeah, I love that one. I love two-sword Pokemon. The name of which also escapes me.
Guys, Pokemon has gotten really out of hand.
Now you're saying that?
They're not trying anymore.
They never did try. Some of the first-gen Pokemon are like literal like piles of slime.
Pidgey is just a bird.
Diglett and then evolves into
Spearow is a
Diglett.
sparrow.
and it's Doug Churnia.
People saying that Pokemon has gotten lazy are not paying close enough attention. Pokemon has always been lazy.
I'm pretty sure there's a Pokemon who is an ice cream type.
There is.
Pokemon.
Yeah, there is.
Vanilla.
And he's
Vanillite, Vanillish, and Vanillux.
like the only goddamn one too.
Well, of course, you can't have any other ice cream
That's
Pokemon.
God, just.
I don't know what to tell you,
can't.
man. Like, this has been from the beginning. You
Yeah,
can't say I never jumped the shark.
There's
They started
some-
off jumping that shark.
Even
I can draw
that
a
Sharknado.
So this is related. Day is getting a DS for Christmas, and
How old is she?
She's 6.
Wow.
She's getting a used DS.
Oh,
it's like
okay.
one of her
That
cousins'
doesn't
old
make
ones
it
that she's
official. Yeah.
So she's getting a DS and she's getting Pokemon Blue with it.
Nice.
Oh my God.
Sonya has Pokemon Blue from when she had a Game Boy, and she's giving it to her as a gift. And she
Wait.
told me this, and I was like, "Well, now you know I have to get a DS in Pokemon Red, right?" And she's like, "Why?" And she's like, "So we can trade."
You can't play Pokemon Blue on a DS.
I didn't think you could.
I thought you could play old. Game
No,
Boy.
DSs can only play Game Boy Advance
GBAs.
games.
Yeah, they can't play the old.
You can get Fire Red or Leaf Green, which are red or
Yeah,
blue.
you would need different hardware to play
Well,
it.
then I'm buying
Red and blue.
Fire Red and Leaf Green
There you go.
There you go.
because I will trade, and I will finally become the true master.
There you go.
You know.
Looking for kids around my school that actually have 3DS that walk around with Street Pass turned on, trying to find anyone. And so far, I've only found one weird guy at Walmart who has any kind of Street Pass turned on in this town.
He just walk up to you,
He's all trapped up in computers and.
Walks out with like a trench coat and
I thought
says,
Mormons
"Hey,
didn't
you
believe
wanna
in
trade?"
computers.
I'll put that in your
I street pass at school all the time. I know I pass like the same 6 or 7 people like every day. I go to OTC. So I've gotten so many street pass things just by walking past the same dudes over and over and over.
No fucking idea who they are, but
Yeah, I only know who like 2 of their actual personas are.
I mean, their names.
they're
Well,
actual.
they're the people behind the me, you know.
right?
That's such a really bad.
It's a weird sounding
The
statement.
people behind the me. That's good.
You mean the rest of the world?
These are what Nintendo calls their little avatars.
I know.
So,
They're weird little things.
It kind of worked, and at the same time,
Chris,
Not even close.
if you need another thing to play on your 3DS, you should get Animal Crossing. And I
Yes.
can come visit your town and sell my oranges.
is this what video games have devolved to? Just
Man,
it's
they've
like
been heading this way.
capitalism captured within the smallest bottle in the world.
You should come over so I can sell you my oranges.
Because oranges aren't worth anything in my town.
But if I sell them in your
I'm going
town,
to take them to someone else's town and sell my perfect oranges.
moreover, this is what games do to us. Like, it's not
the
you should
best
get this.
sentences.
You know, Call of Duty, you can at least have some hint of, you know, masculinity. Like, oh, we should get stuff and shoot people.
It's unusable
Orange
oranges.
UAV.
We
I need to
sell
sell
these
produce.
oranges. Oh my god.
It's worth more in your town.
I need to trade you my Pikachu, you know?
So I'm gonna.
I found a Pikachu.
You found one or haven't? Oh, okay.
I have like 2 electric Pokemon at all.
Good fucking luck, man.
Dude, I can trade you a Pikachu.
Only if you trade me oranges.
Animal Crossing.
buy my oranges.
I will give you the Pikachu.
So, I preface this with the full knowledge that I have played fuck and all of Call of Duty Ghosts, and I have nothing to go off of other than the countless commercials they run for this fucking game.
Oh yeah.
But I will say that I already have a problem with it, and it's such a fucking nerd problem too, because there's a scene in the commercials where they're all up in space in like space suits, and they have these guns and they're throwing magazines around and like just firing all willy-nilly. And I watched this, and I'm pretty sure they're at the space station, so that's high enough that there's no fucking oxygen in space. And I watched this, and I'm just, how are they firing guns? There's no oxygen. There's nothing to explode the bullet out of their fucking barrels.
As someone who just watched Gravity, this is all too real to me. He's right, man. Space wouldn't allow that. I've seen what space will do.
I saw Gravity.
Space will throw you the fuck
I know a lot about
Agrees
space.
more than info now.
I saw Gravity. I'm practically a space professor.
Oh my god, we invented that one bullshitty thing.
Thank God they made the space bullet.
Oh yeah,
Space bullet.
fired by electromagnetics.
The next Call of Duty game.
electromagnetics.
The next Call of Duty game, Call of Duty Space Bullets.
Space Bullets.
That could work.
Takes
Gives
place,
you your own space dog for your squad.
it takes place entirely on the moon.
TV.
Sports.
It ends
Call
with
of
you nuking the Sea of Tranquility.
Finally.
The what?
Sea of Tranquility. It's the
Oh,
first
no.
place.
What's what?
Did y'all go?
Did you not read
school?
the? Did you not read the fairy tale?
No, man, I didn't go to
no.
school. I just watched Gravity.
Okay, so the Sea of
Yeah, that
Tranquility
is.
is a big ass crater on the moon, and it's where Apollo 11 landed.
Oh,
That's the
yeah.
one that fucking
fuck.
Fuck. Fucking fuck.
Fuck.
that-
Fucking.
what's the
Fuck.
third evil X in Scott Pilgrim? The one that Brandon Routh played.
Oh
crap.
shoot!
I like going up with this Lucas
He went-
thing, which I know is wrong.
You went to Vegan Academy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Either way, that's the one that he punched in the moon.
Yeah.
He
Oh.
punched a hole.
Gotcha.
Well, there's 2 holes
Yeah.
in the comic.
So yeah, he punched. Yeah, he
'Cause you know, for
punched
the
one
other
for
one.
each. Remember?
right.
Yes, yeah.
Because he's not very
I
creative.
thought he only did that for me.
Oh yeah.
No.
So that's his fault. I'm gonna come up with his name in like 10 minutes. I'll let you guys.
And
know.
we'll just shout it out mid conversation, and we'll all think you're a crazy person.
Sebastian. That's
Oh, that
No.
motherfucker!
I know it's not Sebastian.
It's not Sebastian.
I just
God.
that was the first name that came to mind.
Sebastian.
So
You gotta kiss the girl. Whoa, whoa.
So on top of our delightful new Vine enterprise,
Todd Ingram.
I'm not fucking saying he would do.
Yes!
God damn it!
Yes!
All right,
We made it! Thanks
Fantastic.
all around!
come full circle.
Oh my
We made
god.
it after all.
Okay,
The
so
meters are all on the charts.
of course they are. All right, so on top of our new Vine enterprise, we also have.
Price.
What do you want to call it, man? I mean,
I want to call it an empire, man.
Vine Empire. I'm fine with that. Vine Empire.
On Vinepire.
Vine Empire.
Ooh, I don't like it.
You know, I really am not feeling that one. So on top of that, we also have
Who are we,
another one.
Poison
that
Ivy?
I don't know if Andrew wants to talk about it yet, but it certainly exists, and he's been super busy, I guess, with school or some such bullshit because he has to make a living doing something after this. And do you actually want to talk about it?
Yeah, man. I don't care. Let's fucking talk about it. If
Yeah,
we
no,
talk
no.
about it, then I'm held all the more accountable to get it out.
All right, yeah. So
Comics and Cop.
Comics and coffee.
yeah, so I'm gonna pass this off to Andrew because we what did we finally do? We were like, there's shit on my shoe. Leave me alone. So would we agree we're like co-creators, but you're like running the show? Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay,
I
so-
guess that's the way we're doing it.
If you know me, you may have heard back earlier this year, Mitch and I were going to do something called Comics and Coffee with Chris when he was visiting us. It was going to be a video podcast, and it was going to run like 4 or 5 minutes long. We were going to put it on YouTube. That fell through for whatever
So like
reason.
a YouTube series?
Shut up. Nobody asked you.
Yeah, but then
But
we
then it-
figured out that
right.
having the camera didn't really
Yeah, it doesn't really
add anything to the.
Yeah,
the
so it fell off, and I put it on my to-do list for work in progress.
out of the video podcast.
So yeah, I put on my to-do list for work in progress, and it wasn't that I never got around to it. It's that Andrew got around to it before I did. So talk about your new baby.
Well, this is exciting for 2 reasons. I'm glad that Chris is here because I can tell Chris the good news. Chris, I read comics now.
He does.
It's really exciting. I got it.
Listen to the show.
Yeah. I got a Kindle and I download comics.
Hold on, Andrew, hold on. Chris, did you say you
Hold on.
listened to this show?
Yeah.
Why?
Don't make it sound like he's bad for doing that. You'll alienate
It
our
sounds like
listeners.
it's painful either.
I listen to our show now.
I do
We
too.
endorse your show there, guys.
I'm heavily endorsing it.
The best part is that online, I'm like a fucking attention whore with this show. Like I spam the shit out of it, and Andrew helps sometimes. Mitch helps a lot. Brandon will post sometimes. Ian has no fucking social media footprint.
Ian
so he doesn't
doesn't
do
exist
this.
on the
Yeah. So I'm like,
You still have a Facebook account, but I don't think it's you anymore.
No.
Yeah, I don't, some other dude.
So
I keep
anyway,
inviting you to events as if I think it's going to change it.
It's Jeremy.
Maybe someday he'll notice this.
so I spam the shit out of it on everything. Then I get on and just shit talking like I don't listen to the shitty show.
Listen to every episode, even the lost episode.
Oh.
Yes! What do you think of my comic?
Oh, that sounds cool.
Thank you.
Oh, did I tell
Do
you?
it.
Asshole.
Did I tell you, Mitch? What am I an asshole for?
I don't want to air it. It's too serious. Mitch really wants it up because he rants about his comic.
Okay, let me explain myself real quick. Don't go back to
I
Tom's
know,
copy.
I know.
No, hold on. So it's too. I said it was too serious because, and I maintain this, excluding the lost episode. Every episode we've had that has serious conversation has the lowest viewers or like lowest listeners.
that's it.
But except for the lost episode, which has far and away the most listens of any episode.
I think we just
posted.
need to call more things the lost
I agree,
episode.
yeah.
It builds intrigue.
Does it really have like far and away?
It has like 203 views.
Holy crap!
If only we
man.
could dig up the unaired pilot.
People
Oh,
really
God.
like to hear my comic idea.
That must be what it is.
I'm going to go into my next one in more detail this time.
The most we have on any other is like 98.
Yeah.
So, yeah, last
I
episode.
wanted to have your number posted by a whole bunch, and I just hated being a teacher. I could walk in my classroom tomorrow and say, "Hey guys, come listen to
This-
your teacher cuss and swear and talk about bullshit on the internet."
Because these guys, they've got it down pat.
Oh, man.
200 listeners. Out of a job.
Oh, boy.
This sounds like a plan.
Hey, Chris, if it helps, all of my students, when I student taught, are fans of the Facebook page.
Nice.
Fantastic.
Alright, so, Comics and Coffee. Let's
All
go.
like 20 of them.
So I started reading comics a lot in the
Shout
last
out
couple
to you
months.
guys, by the way.
What am I getting a shout out for?
No, it's
there's
students.
okay, I see what you're saying.
Students.
To my kids.
So yeah, I started reading comics a lot the last couple of months, and I also listen to podcasts a lot when I'm at work because I drive. And so, whilst looking for decent podcasts to listen to, I obviously go for like my interests and stuff. Like I listen to like a football podcast and a Survivor podcast and all this fun stuff. And I was like, one good way to learn about comics, because I'm still kind of like diving into the pool here, would be to like find if there's like a good comic podcast. And so I tried like 4 or 5, and I didn't really come up with anything. And then I was like, wait a second, why don't we just make one? So I came to this group of assholes right here and was like, hey, we should like either rebirth Comics and Coffee or just do a comic podcast. I don't care, whatever. Let's make comics into a podcast. And so at least on a regular basis, I'd like to do weekly. We'll see what happens. But on a weekly basis, at least, I'd like to at least get me, Mitch, and Jake together to just sit around and bullshit about comics on a podcast for 30 minutes or so. Just kind of a brief one, and I want to do it kind of weekly so we can talk about all the new issues and stuff. And we did the first episode last week, in which we just kind of talk about what some of our favorite
we
comics
like.
are,
Yeah.
like our comic history. And then I'm hoping to knock out another episode sometime this week where we can kind of get on track with the idea of the show, which is just keep up with current comic news, whether it's related to the actual books or like superhero movies and TV shows and yada yada yada. So yeah, I guess the big old deal here is that another work in progress podcast is en route. It will be called Comics and Coffee, a work in progress production.
Are we making a separate Facebook page?
LLC.
No, I
we'll
think
put
it will
under.
still be through the
Remember,
work in progress.
Brandon,
Stuff.
Work in Progress is the banner.
Yeah.
It's also the podcast.
The Bruce banner.
Work in progress, the Work in Progress podcast.
There you go.
Technically, that is its own.
Yeah.
So,
I like this idea though of like, I mean,
I do
Work
too.
in Progress. This podcast is basically just us kind of bullshitting around, talking about what comes to mind.
Kinda.
Capturing the ways of our conversation.
Yeah, exactly.
But I like the idea of kind of filtering it down and having a specific subject. I mean,
Building
if
a
that works
brand.
out, we should consider it
Well,
for
and see,
other stuff too.
that was part of my other incentive to do a comic podcast, because of all the things we talk about on here, I think comics are the nichiest of any of them.
I agree.
Like, we talk about like movies and stuff, but a lot of people go out and watch these movies we talk about when we talk about, the Avengers or whatever.
Right.
When I was doing my
Games is
Dexter
less
route, a
esoteric.
lot of people watch Dexter and understand Dexter.
Sure.
But it's like, when we talk about comics, and we do talk about comics at length, there's a lot of people who are just going to kind of get lost in the noise on that. And so I was thinking, yeah, exactly, Brandon right here. So a good way to kind of counterbalance that is to do this comic-specific podcast where we kind of get more of it out of our system on a place where people will actually look for comic discussion instead of people who maybe listen to the podcast because they think we're funny, but then we talk about comics for half an hour. And
Like, they're not funny anymore.
Yeah,
They're talking about this.
now they're just talking about how stupid Age of Ultron is.
man.
I don't even know what Ultron is.
I have the perfect
love that one.
brief anecdote for this. My mom came down here for Thanksgiving, and like we had
You
like
marathon it?
no, but she listens to it. Like she's
No,
listened to
I know.
every single episode. She told me she's like, I love your show.
That's
It's
cool.
great. I love listening to it. You guys are hilarious. And I was like, oh, thanks, mom. And I thought I was like, oh, she's being my mom. She's like, no, really.
Shout out to you.
I've almost
listen
crashed
to all of
laughing at you guys before. And I was
Your
like,
friends
Mom,
swear
stop
too
listening to
much."
us in the car. don't crash.
That would
And then-
be the worst come about
Exactly.
doing this podcast.
I killed my mom.
By being too funny.
And funnily enough, that's not the anecdote. So,
Also, shout out to Jake's mom.
shout out to Jake.
Shout out. We love
I already did that like 20 seconds ago.
I know,
Fuck it.
but it's
Okay.
fun to do.
No, whatever. Anyway, so we kept talking about it a little bit, and I was like, so what do you like about it? And she's like, oh, you know, it's stuff, but then sometimes you guys are just so boring. I'm just like, come on. And I'm sitting there like, thanks, Mom.
Our biggest fan says we're kind of boring.
Our biggest fan and our biggest fucking critic is my mother.
Sometimes I'd rather just, stick sharp objects in my ear.
Exactly, and just fucking not listen to this shit. Anyway, yeah, that's my anecdote.
I've just been so geeking out on comics lately that I love talking about it and I love getting out there with you guys. But at the same time, I also understand that there's probably a lot of people who are just never gonna be into comics like at all. And
Ever.
We're just,
In their life.
they're just tuning out when I'm talking about how fucking
Well,
rad
and the
new
worst
issue of
thing
Nova
about it
was.
is that, you bust out some kind of humor about comics and it's like only
Yeah, we all laugh
10
about
people
it,
out
but-
of 1,000 are laughing.
Yeah,
Everybody
yeah.
else is like, alright, let's going home.
What's a rocket raccoon? Like,
I feel like there's a joke about Hal Jordan, Parallax, and Bugs somewhere.
But
in
you
this.
can make it and
And no one would fucking care. That's the thing.
we also just laughed and I'd be like, oh, you're right, that is.
Why aren't you laughing?
silence.
This is funny, right?
Crickets, man.
Well, as we all know, Andrew laughing makes anybody laugh.
Pseudo-wudo.
Alright.
Now we're quoting our own shtick. How far into the rabbit hole have we come here?
We've
Not even
I'm
that
sorry.
boring of a shtick. That was the only thing I could think
I'm
of.
sorry, that was a funny shtick though.
With my wizard eyes, that was all I could
Yes.
think of.
Two dies.
So, do you have an expected rough approximation for air date of Comics and Coffee?
I guess I'd like to get the first one out tomorrow.
That'd be cool.
And
Soonish.
then I guess it will be today by the time this comes out because this will probably
Yeah.
be up on the internet by Wednesday. So hopefully this episode of Work in Progress will be released alongside of Comics and Coffee.
Well, this will be up probably Wednesday around 5.
Cool. So hopefully they'll be out around the same time.
DJ.
If that doesn't happen, just sometime this week, I hope. But then I also want to get another episode recorded this week where we can talk about the new issues of stuff. It's a pretty big Wednesday in terms of
than I thought it was.
Yeah, there's some new Batmans and some new Spider-Mans and new Nova.
Then I'm going to go into it totally half-cocked, having read like 2 comic
Same
books.
here.
Oh, yeah.
Just because I don't have any
here.
fucking time.
Apparently, Chris, their role on the show is going to be mostly historians, whereas I'm going to be the guy who talks about all the new shit. Because I just download it all and read it, whereas they have like morals.
We
and
have
shit and
to
their
buy
comics.
it, and he can be like, doop-a-doop, I have it all for free on my Kindle.
I downloaded 20 issues today, guys.
I like to think
What do you
of it-
mean you aren't reading these?
I like to think of it like the Muppets. Like, Andrew is the special guest they have on the show who's like doing their whole bit and like really good at what they do.
Or maybe you like the old
Mitch
guys.
and I are like the old guys. Just super crotchety. And that's not how it was.
Back in my day, comics cost 25 cents. Now they cost more than a pack of cigarettes.
That's actually
Just because I say something in a comical manner doesn't make it not true.
That's how Mitch copes. He says things in a comical way.
I really do. Like I told you guys this. I work at Target now, and
That's fun.
no, it's not.
Oh,
It's the holidays, and I work at Target. It's anything but.
Ugh.
So the few gems of my time are when no one's at the store, which are very rare. But in order to cope with my working at Target and not wanting to work there, excuse me, I do the
thank you, Fresh. You're welcome.
I do the voices that I normally do because otherwise they will keep yelling in my head. And so I've been doing like
Are you
fake.
schizophrenic?
I do theater probably.
All right, fair enough.
Aren't we all a little mentally?
I do improv really well, so very likely. So I do like one of my oldest things was like we've got the radios on our hips, and every time we get like this computer voice that says like bathroom checkout is needed or whatever, and that means like someone has to clean the bathroom. So we always get another computer generated thing when it's done. So it'll always be like computer, cleanup is complete, and I would catch myself going, "Hooray!" at every time I would do that. And normally, whenever I'd say that, no one was around me. It's only happened
you can't
once.
always have that privilege.
So I just went, "Hooray!" and I heard this woman behind me like just go. And I was like, "Oh,
I shouldn't have done that.
hello,
Yes,
guys."
I'm sorry.
So I think the worst moment was I was working at Toys for like 4 days straight, and then only recently they decided to shift me off of toys. So I once again have no idea where anything is. So I hate motion sensor toys because I have to walk past those lanes constantly, so they're always like yelling at me. So we have this
Shut up, toy!
We have this really irritating cat toy. Every time anyone walks like within 25 feet of it, it'll go meow, meow. And it'll go for about a good minute. So I have to clean that lane constantly because it's the holiday season, and so I'm walking past like meow, meow, and I'm going, oh my god. And so
And you just go into the aisle and like turn all the cats around.
that wouldn't solve my problem. It would still know I was near it.
Kid comes up to look at the toy and like, no! You're stop
Leave
the
the
toy. So no one touches the toys.
There was this great moment where like this person who was like shopping for Barbies or whatever just sees me walking across and like, hello ma'am, how can I help you? And then and she just sees me like go like body tenses up and I'm like, and my veins start popping and she goes
to Hulk out.
she just goes, is everything okay? And I just looked at her and with all the honesty I've ever had, I just said, I hate that cat.
Will you please buy all those cats?
Please. I said that. Can you please buy it? She's like, I can't. I'm like, oh.
Do me a Christmas favor.
So I'm in the new section that's like home care, toiletries and shit.
The new section of this masturbatory age, whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah. So I'm nowhere near the toy department.
Exactly.
And so I'm picking up all the crap that other people have left there that does not belong in my section so I can get rid of it and pawn it off on someone else. And as I walk into this new aisle, I hear, and I went, how did it find me? very loudly in the lane. And they were like this group of like girls walking past and they were like, what? I'm like, I'm sorry, it's that cat. Do you hear it? And they went, yeah. I'm like, it found me.
I thought you were
It's
going to
lucky
say
they heard it, otherwise you're just this crazy guy.
Crazy guy who works at Target.
Do you hear it? No,
Do you hear it? Call for help. Go to guest services.
Tell them I'm in trouble.
You're like waving your arms around. No!
The cat!
So,
Buy it!
you buy it now. I met for the first real time today. I met the woman who will now be essentially my immediate superior. So the woman I will answer to.
Okay.
And her name is Sarah. She's a delightful woman. I've seen her in passing like a few times. She came in and talked to our class once or twice. And I have a penchant at work for talking like that. Because
Do you
not all the time. I did it once.
Now this isn't joking. It's not like I'm nervous. I'm gonna slip into this accent.
No, it's joking because I did it once as like a joke, and everybody seemed to like it. And I'm the kind of person who, if everyone seems to like something I'm doing, I'm gonna do it like sporadically because it makes people laugh. So I was using the voice, and it's gotten to the point where now I just use it on instinct whenever I'm like being all nonchalant. My nonchalant voice is, I'm being nonchalant. So she shows us all the people who are on her shift because they manage by shifts. So she shows us all to where we're going to be sitting, and she's like, and if you guys want to, if you want to decorate or whatever, I have some thumbtacks you can use to put up a piece of paper or whatever. And so go do whatever you do. And I was like, awesome. And so I go back to my chair and I make a sign because everybody else has their name tag from the class, but mine got thrown away. So I had to make my own. And I have this tiny yellow legal notepad, and I wrote Jake S on it in block letters, and I scribbled in them so they were dark. And I was so fucking proud of this sign. And it's literally not even 8 by 11. It's the tiniest thing. So I go to Sarah and I'm like, hey Sarah, and she's like, yeah, what's up? I was like, can I have some thumbtacks? And she looks at me without missing me. She's like, yeah, here you go. The same fucking voice. And I couldn't. My brain stopped because I'd never heard anybody else do that voice before. And so I was like, seriously? And she's like, seriously.
She sounds like a keeper.
She's pretty rad. Then I promptly made 2 signs that said, I like your style, I like your moves, and put them on my wall.
I like it. Wait, what?
You heard me.
I did. That's why I said what.
Ian,
I like your style. I like your moves.
It's the small things.
Sure is.
It's my equivalent of putting that. No, it's not big enough.
I know.
It's not even for her.
know.
It's my equivalent of like the
not for
motivational
her.
poster of the cat hanging onto the ledge and it says "Hang in there."
Hang in there.
Except it's like this bitchin' like Elvis cat. It's like, I like your style.
I like your moves.
Okay, yeah, I buy that poster.
Yes, exactly.
It's coming together.
So,
I haven't been able to decorate my classroom quite yet. Once I get the ability to print in color, I'm fucking nuts. But right now,
Do they-
like a lonely little paper creeper sitting next to my computer desk.
Chris,
Not really.
Chris, have they forbidden you from using the color printer?
No, I don't have a color printer. I don't have fucking anything in my spare folder. They didn't give me a projector, despite the fact I have a film class that requires projecting.
Did they give you a VHS player?
Fashion until like 4.5 weeks in, after I had ghetto rigged together surround sound systems and speakers and computers, I pound around the building.
It's just like wires hanging from the ceiling and shit.
You had no projector, so you just have to act it
I
out.
did it all right before I was about to show a film, and then I went into the office and was like, look, I have to have these things. A color printer would also be nice, but I'll settle with just a projector at the moment. So it's
Gotta pick your battle.
I
Gotta make
printed out all frames of The Godfather.
It's worse than the people who print out PowerPoints. like, have you ever gone to
like
a
every
meeting?
slide of a PowerPoint in its own sheet.
It happens at class. Like you go to a fucking like class or something, and they're like, "All right, got a PowerPoint today," and they start handing out papers. You're like, "What the fuck are you doing?" It's like, "It's the PowerPoint." It's like, "You're gonna fucking show the PowerPoint up there. I don't need paper copies."
This is literally a whole tree.
You've circumvented using PowerPoint.
No, man, like the printers at school, like 50% of the time when something's printed, it's a PowerPoint that somebody's put like 8 slides on a page or something like that. And
Oh yeah.
I guess that kind of bothers me because it's like notes of notes. I mean, it's the most abridged of abridged notes you could possibly have. And it's like the professors are like, I don't feel like making this whole fucking note. I know what I'll do. I'll just copy that goddamn PowerPoint, put it up, and those will be the notes, man. I'll just teach it from that. And it's like, you can only fit so much.
Yeah.
A few slides of paper.
And if you're putting 8 on one page, it's also tiny.
I know.
And you like can't fucking
And I
read
feel
anything.
so sorry for these people because they have probably a whole class that's basically just made up of PowerPoints. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I've been in a couple of those.
Yeah, especially the gen ed stuff.
It hurts.
Can I just point out that I'm so happy that most of my classes don't consist of that kind of garbage anymore?
Yeah, you finally got it.
Because I've got like
anymore,
all
yeah.
of my like gen ed like bullshit is behind me.
Right.
That's all like all my classes are just media related now. So it's like every day I go to class, it's like here's a camera, go do stuff with it. Here's a microphone, make noise into it. You know, just like
And then he sits there for an hour and a half going.
my classes next semester are like 3D animation, TV production, like
Nice.
all this great stuff.
I would like to point out for the fans who are not watching us currently, which is probably most everyone,
If not everybody.
if not everyone,
In fact, every
that
single person.
our dear friend
If
Mr.
anybody's
Andrew,
watching, we need to know about that.
well, like Chris is.
Oh well.
Only Chris can see.
Yeah. And we're not
Chris is
recording
a fan.
him, so
we are. I was just going to say that Mr. Andrew is drinking out of a giant Hollywood theater cup, and that it does make me smile.
You buy a whole drink, you better drink it.
Well, I
it's
agree.
like $5.
Well, that's a theater drink. That
you're
shit's
not-
expensive.
$5
You're not
drink.
drink
Oh, yeah.
it like in the theater.
I mean, if I drink the whole thing in the theater, then I have to pee halfway through.
You buy it on the way out.
That's why you hold your bladder.
Did you
I don't
get
want
that?
to do that though. That makes my movie going experience uncomfortable.
Did you get that when you went to
I get
Catching
that,
Fire?
actually.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
get that.
See, I'm just making it last.
You know, they have those giant cups when you empty them, you can just fill them right back up for the week of bladders, so...
Yeah.
What about a weekend bladder?
The week of bladder.
Oh,
He
okay.
said you drink the drink and pee into the cup.
That's where I was going.
I'd be lying if I said I'd never done that.
I thought he said weekend bladder.
I
Like
guess
your
there's sort of an
Saturday, Sunday
idea.
bladder.
Yeah, you know, the one you switch out for the days off you have.
You don't leave it in the theater.
Am I the only one at this table, right, and that includes you, Chris? I feel like if anybody's done it, it's probably Chris. You're out drinking, and you're like public drinking, like not in the bar, not in your house, you're like outside drinking, and you have a bottle. You really have to go to the bathroom, but there's nowhere like hidden to go to the bathroom, so
Oh,
you
boy.
just pee in the beer bottle.
Nope.
Not even a little bit.
Not even
Not even.
slightly.
Guys, you won't even lie and help me.
I mean, yeah, like every week, dude.
Oh man, you're on this ice float. We're pushing you off.
Get the fuck away,
Get off the
man.
island.
Get off the island, man.
There's no room for you.
I've always found like an alleyway. You know,
You know, like dragging in the middle of the field?
I have, but I
so
always found like an
relaxing.
alleyway.
You just pee anywhere in the middle of the field.
I mean,
Not when
When you
people
get
are
like
around,
at the
Chris.
time, you don't care if you've all been drinking. Most of the time, we'll be like, "Yeah," cheering you on or whatever.
Stay 5 feet away, pissing into the wind.
Yeah. Have you not had that?
No, I haven't. I've peed in a beer bottle before. I've had that.
Oh, okay.
no, never done that.
See, this is why you're the one who was all like, "You guys pretend to make out, and I'm just gonna."
Yeah,
Watch.
yeah. That vine is funny. Fuck you guys. That vine is funny. Ian was the one in it who's sitting there like giving y'all the stink eye.
It's true.
It's just because
Spoilers.
spoilers.
Fine spoilers.
Yeah, really. Spoilers for a
Actually, no, it's not
second
even
movie.
spoilers. It's been posted.
Yeah, it's
So
true.
it's fucking.
You'll have had a good 18 hours or so to watch it by the time this podcast is out. So
roughly.
if you haven't seen it by now, fuck you.
Exactly.
Get on our Vine, bro. So Mitch was
Get on our vinyl.
quick redirect. Mitch was telling us about his work nightmares.
Oh yes.
I want to talk about my work nightmares.
Lay it down.
Because I don't get to talk about.
yeah.
I very rarely get to talk about how bad my job is because like 99% of the time I love my job. It's easy and I get paid well and it's just
You
a
just
blast.
get to drive.
It's a blast.
Yeah. When there's fucking 4 to 5 inches of snow on the ground and ice underneath that, and we're in a city
everyone's
that doesn't
calling order.
believe in clearing its roads,
Not anymore.
Yeah.
my job suddenly turns into a waking nightmare. So here's me on my soapbox for a second. If you ever like order pizza and there's like snow on the ground, and the delivery guy brings you your pizza, and it's maybe 20 minutes later than you were expecting it, do you stiff that guy? Do you stiff that man?
No, you
because
give
I
him
get
extra.
stiffed for that shit. I'll like show up at a person's door and be like, "Yeah, man, I'm sorry. You know the roads are shitballs. We've got like a million orders on screen because everyone's ordering pizza. No one wants to leave.
Sure.
Yeah.
And you know the roads are garbage. I almost crashed a couple times on the way here. They're like, "Okay, man, drive safe.
Here's a
no
button."
tip." I couldn't tell you. I can't tell you enough how many people seem to justify their no tipping by like being like, "Drive safe. Have a good night, man." Just like being super friendly to me and then not tipping me at all. I don't know what
They might as well be like putting their hand on your shoulder. It's like, you did a great job. But
You're trying,
I'm looking
buddy.
at the clock,
And it's been.
I'm afraid you passed the time,
Oh.
and we're just not gonna, like it's a game show. Like,
Yeah.
you've done a great job tonight.
Yeah,
but
We're
we're coming
sorry
our
to
way.
see you go.
No, it's totally like that. It's like you just lost like The Price is Right.
So we just lost Chris. So it's
Oh,
gonna
we
try
lost.
to
There's a
reconnect.
problem with the call. He's going to come back.
This will be fun to fucking edit.
Hold on.
All
while we
right,
try to
so
get the
let's
call back.
keep talking while that goes.
We should keep talking.
So continue your thing.
So, but yeah, it's like, you know, at The Price is Right, you get like the final showcase showdown wrong. Bob Barker like comes up next to you. He's like, "Oh, well, you know what? You had a great run
You
today.
fought the good fight.
We hope you come back and come back to The Price is Right and all that shit." And it's just like, what?
And you don't win anything, by the way.
No.
The
Yeah.
box is empty.
So no, and to be fair, I did get a lot of pretty good tips this weekend.
I would hope so.
That's the kind of response people should have.
Yeah.
You know, the guy comes through, you know, ice and snow to bring you your fucking pizza because you were too lazy to do it yourself.
Thank you. I don't like to be over dramatic about things. I mean, sometimes I do, but just for effect. But like being completely truthful here, when conditions are, all you did was remute it. It's still muted.
Oh, all right, here. There we go.
There you go.
All right, Chris is back. All right, thank you.
Chris is back, give or take.
I mean,
Okay,
the video doesn't seem to be working, but you know, can we hear him?
Chris, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, excellent. That's
All
good
right.
enough. Whatever.
Well, he's
Yes,
mostly
that's fine.
he's mostly present.
Anyway, continue.
But anyway, no, like when there's snow and ice on the ground and the streets are all gone to shit and everyone's driving like maniacs out there, like my
top of the
job,
fact that
my
there's
job
snow.
is literally hazardous to my health, like more so than it usually is.
Right.
And it's like I honestly feel like I'm putting my life on the line at times, and to like not get tipped at all, just it breaks your heart because then you're getting paid. In my case, like $4.25 an hour just to risk my life on
And
these
possibly
roads.
like fuck up your car.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. Like I like for serious. I drove 2 nights this weekend, only 2, and it's been snowing on the ground for 5 days or so now.
Oh yeah.
And Springfield does not get rid of any of that because fuck them.
Fucking Springfield.
Did you know?
Sorry, go
I worked 2 nights this weekend, and I almost crashed my car in a bad way twice, as in like I would have crashed into someone else's car or I would have crashed into something.
Right.
And I almost drifted off the road several more times, where I would have like just launched my own car into a snowbank or something.
Sure.
Or yada yada. So, but there were at least 2 occasions where I was looking to do serious damage to my car or another car or some sort of property. So it's just like, it's just obnoxious, and it's so stressful driving out there.
Well, like yesterday, I got let out of work early only because the snow had gotten so bad. So I swung by here last night because he wanted to do a Vine.
Yeah.
And so I swung by Mickey D's because I hadn't eaten anything in like the past 10 hours. And as I'm pulling into the store, as I'm pulling into the store, the only people in line in front of me are 2 ambulance drivers. And this one is talking to me. She just goes, "How you doing?" I'm like, "I'm good. I'm here right now because I got out of work early." And she goes, "I'm here right now because I have to work later."
Yeah, God help those poor bastards.
And I just looked at her and I'm like, "Well, I'm sorry. Thank you for being here."
But I tell you what, I don't know much about ambulance driving, but I bet it pays a lot better than my job.
Yeah, probably.
I bet they're getting paid a lot more handsomely to risk their lives out there.
They don't get tipped.
Yeah, I should have. When I threw my back out a couple of years ago, I should have tried to tip my ambulance drivers. Be like, "Hey man, here's a $5. Thanks so much."
This is how I see it. Imagine you've got the 2 people in the back of the ambulance, and one is like working on this gunshot victim, and he stabilizes him, and he's got him talking. He's like, "Are you good, sir?" And he's like, "Yeah, it hurts, but I think I'm all right for now." And he's like, "All right." He just holds out his hand, and the guy like just stares at it, and the ambulance guy's like,
Oh, sorry.
My mistake. They're like rolling up to the door in the gurney. They stop at the door and it's like, "Now before we go in."
Oh man, I dropped a scalpel inside. That's rough luck, man.
"Wish there were $10 I could use."
We lost him. I don't know where he is.
So, you reminded me of 2 things, Andrew. And the first is, while it was snowing really bad on my way home from work one of those nights, I totally saw a fire truck almost like it like kicked out its ass in.
Oh shit.
And it fishtailed like a motherfucker, and it was like the most action movie thing I've ever seen. Because it wasn't slow-mo. It like took the corner, doing a good speed, and it went whee, and like spun out, and it caught it like after it had gone past the point of no return. And he just kept going. He's like, "No, I got this," and he just drove off. Straight ahead. It was amazing. That guy was my hero.
John McClane was driving that fire
He
truck.
must have been. And the second thing... Sorry,
Go ahead.
All right, so the second thing is that I found out recently that if you don't live in Springfield, you truly do not understand how poor our sewer system is. And it's not that it backs up. It's that
it's not there.
Yeah, we quote-unquote have a sewer system that, rain runs off into.
Drainage and...
But then the rain just doesn't run off into it and stays in the streets. And apparently it's so bad that the state of Missouri has ordered Springfield to fix its sewer system.
Hey, fix your shit.
Literally, that's what it is. They've given it... They were like, "Guys, this is like a health problem now. Finally. Fix it." Yeah. And they were like, "Well, we're going to have to raise sewer money." And like the citizens were like, "Fucking do it. Fix the sewer system."
I picture like mommy and daddy in Kansas City and St. Louis like looking down at us like, "Hey kid, get your shit together."
Exactly. Like slapping us around down there.
Fix your sewer, salt your streets. Get the fuck going.
This is why you're third.
Do your homework.
Talk about Mitch. Actually, you were saying you were getting out of work early the other day. I actually just got back from a state drama tournament in Twin Falls where it took a whole bunch of kids to compete dramatically. About halfway through the tournament, all of us coaches got together and were like, "Okay, there's a huge winter storm that's just about to smash into this tournament. We want to leave early." And everyone was like, "No, we'll be fine."
You fools!
And they were like, "Fuck it, leave the kids."
Fuck it, we got this. The way back took about 2.5 hours longer because we could only drive about 45 miles an hour.
On the highway? Jesus.
Because we couldn't see 10 feet ahead of us.
Yikes.
Also, about 2 hours from getting home, the alternator on the bus quit working. However, because cars up here are structured as such to where they can run without an alternator, I guess, we just turn all of the electronical things in the bus off, including the heat.
Oh,
The 2
God.
hours of the trip.
So he didn't have like a speedometer or headlights or anything?
We had headlights, and that was about it.
Oh. Alright.
It was about negative 15, negative 20 outside on the highway as we were going 50 miles an hour down said highway. And we just had a bus full of shivering children as it quickly became negative whatever inside this great big metal tube on the road as well.
Sounds like a horror
It was a
movie.
great time.
So now you're war buddies.
Now you're war buddies.
Or buddies.
You guys get trapped out there to draw straws to eat people. Like, Jesus.
The thing is, a lot of people think that, like, you're gonna sleep inside Alfred today. So,
Alfred again.
a lot of people are like, oh, Alfred you can't drive the fucking car. If you can jump the car, you can usually
No, it's true.
drive the car, at least a little bit. Because
Right,
if you're
it's
only,
absolutely
if you're
necessary.
running bare minimum, you could literally power a car's, like, dashboard lights and headlights with a flashlight battery. It doesn't eat that much up.
No.
It's the fucking, like, going and stopping and everything else electronic in the car.
You gotta
To a
listen
much
to your
smaller
radio
degree.
and have the air conditioning.
Yeah, at a smaller
Yes.
degree, like the AC can also be
Exactly, yeah.
or the heat.
So,
I am so sorry to hear that, buddy.
Yeah, that sounds awful.
Yeah.
Those kids, like,
Did you
why did
win?
we stay?
It was rough. It was fun, I guess. The trip back was kind of awful. But
right. Did you teach them how to play sex, Christopher?
Say that again?
Did you teach them how to play sex?
Now, is this an actual game?
It's
or
a-
you
like the
literally
punch the
made
ceiling
like
game.
Oh,
Oh
okay.
man, I hate that fucking
With
game.
headlights.
No, I didn't teach them how to do that.
Chris.
Mormon drama students are so much more tame than I ever was, or any of my kids ever were.
That's
My group
disappointing.
ever was way back in the day.
Yeah, drama
Their
kids
idea
are
of, oh, it's all late night now. Now we can play the weird bus games.
Should have told everyone to huddle together for warmth and see what happens.
Where you put a phone on your head and they're like, oh, what's this word? Let's guess. Oh, it's a mildly dirty word. Tee.
Vagina.
Looked back and they all got really quiet and I was like, I know what you're doing, guys. It's
Embarrassingly not bad.
It's not fine, but I mean, I don't care. Also, I imagine that when Chris was in drama and he was
I
on the
still
school
remember your
bus,
band camp
and
stories.
it got like super dark, and no one could see what's going on in the bus. He changed from Christopher to the superhero Phantom Hands,
What?
where his hands disappeared and you never knew where they were.
elbow liquor story there.
Oh God,
Oh, I love the elbow licking story.
I do too.
so good. Would you like to share a story, Christopher, with the viewers,
Sure,
listeners,
why not?
rather?
Give us a
Pick and
Christopher Hodgkin
choose.
story.
As if anybody didn't know, I'm a teacher. I have a grown-up job here in Idaho.
I'm trying.
I'm a responsible adult, apparently.
In theory.
Back in the day,
That's why you're only a guest on this show and not a host.
Our drama department was just the goddamn worst. They didn't take us anywhere because we were too fucking sexually active. And when nighttime would happen and buses would be involved,
Sex would
shit
happen.
would just go down uncontrollably.
Why when buses were involved?
Dramatic orgies.
Bus orgy.
Elbow liquor story.
This
I
kind
was
of
dating
orgy.
a girl for a while who was just painfully inexperienced at everything. And at one point in the evening on the bus trip home, we all started. I mean, I had been seeing this girl for a little while, but everybody else had not been seeing one another for a while, so they decided to kind of pair off. So as they all continued to pair off, my girlfriend at the time just kind of kept looking around, being like, "That looks like fun. I think that's something I'd like to get in on. But how do I go about doing this?"
Poor sexual frustration.
So frustrated. So I had my arm up and I was talking, and all of a sudden I had this weird wet sensation lick across my arm. What is that? I look back and it's my girlfriend with these big doughy eyes. It's like, geez, what'd you just do? She's like, I'm trying to, I can't. She's like, yes, why? Why would you ever do that? That's fucking weird. Why be sexy? This is really sexy. I'm like, you're doing it so poorly.
There are at least 10 other things you could have linked.
First of all, I don't see any cleavage.
Eventually, I ended up with my head in the lap, so, you know.
Attaboy.
Started, yeah. But
Silence.
Oh,
Because we all take that in.
Memories.
So much better than, you know.
she's married now. It's really weird to think about that, so.
I wonder if she's like his elbow.
Dude, one of my exes got married recently, too. It is weird.
Children, and it's weird.
Oh, by the way, I thought you'd like to know this. About a month ago, my parents came in town and asked if I wanted to recreate our Arkansas drinking expenditure, I guess.
Expenditure.
Yeah, that's a word. Yeah, I don't know.
Expedition
So
plus
tired.
adventure.
Expenditure.
Thank you, you got it.
That's pretty good.
Sounds like fast teeth.
What?
It was.
Expeditures.
I'm glad someone got it like immediately.
So
I'm apparently the only one good at keeping up with this wordplay.
So basically, I thought, all right. So my mom wanted to. Our first trip was to the barnyard that you took me. Yes.
Saddleback grows their own hops now, apparently, which is
Nice.
It's nice, yeah. So we went by there, and I couldn't help but think of being like, yeah, that place is really, really cool. Chris's ex lives really close by here.
Like literally right there.
Like right there. I wonder if I can pop in and say hello.
I knew a guy who knew you.
Hi, I'm a friend of a friend, maybe.
I think she lives somewhere else now. I don't know
All right.
what she said.
Well, that makes it even better, so I can walk up and be like, hi, a friend of a friend used to live here. High five? Okay, bye. I'll get off your lawn.
Alright, I'm done. Sir, please put away the shotgun.
Yeah, exactly.
Because this is Arkansas.
No, I've actually got kind of fun story. I've kind of got a bit of a date this weekend. So
Who does Chris have? Chris, not that. Who does Chris have a date with?
her name's Ash. Ash is.
Have you asked her what she's playing?
Have you asked her what her boomstick is?
Have you asked her how many Pokemon she has?
3 references in the span of 10 seconds. Let's do this.
Lady, artist lady from Salt Lake City.
Ooh.
And stupid talented. So she's got an art blog actually, which I discovered after chatting with her, and
No, plug it, buddy.
she's really good. So
What-
kinda neat.
They haven't even gone on a date yet. Don't ask him if he wants to plug her.
Work in progress is nothing more. Oh wait, I get it. That's gross.
Oh well, I'll come back on your show and plug the hell out of her because she's.
Oh, Chris, are you going to plug her like she's made by Glade?
Wow. Wow.
Please don't tell her that this exists and tell her you're well into your relationship.
Bringing you the finest in like high school cafeteria humor.
Work in progress.
Last 2 minutes were probably as clever as we've ever been on.
That was the pinnacle, guys. Nowhere to go.
Shut it
We're
down.
going out on episode 20. It's been great run.
The award-winning
The
episode.
upswing right here.
I'd like to thank the Academy.
We're winning an Emmy for this shit.
So,
Oh my god.
It should be a fun time. I'm looking forward to it.
Good.
She doesn't live in Idaho because apparently none of non-Mormony heathenistic people live in Idaho, and they're all in Salt Lake City apparently. So,
is
Who would ever
Idaho
want to be
even
there?
near Utah?
It's
yeah, pretty close to Utah. I'm about 2 hours from Utah, about 3 hours from Salt Lake.
I think they're getting Indiana and Idaho confused.
Yeah, definitely.
really confused.
Definitely.
Yeah, I totally live in the fucking United States of America and know our geography.
No, I'm up by like Oregon and Washington and stuff. So
I've been to Idaho.
You're a hop skipping away from your hipster heaven.
Yeah, no, that's why I'm going to Salt Lake so I can find my dirty artist, awful Mormon lady.
No, I feel that.
dirty artist, awful.
Shout out to her. Shout out to
Future Mrs. Hodge.
No, she's about as much
You almost did it.
Caitlin is, so like not at all.
Oh, okay. No, I feel that. So, you said Oscar winner, something like that, and I don't know why, but it fucking reminded me.
So I'd like to
of
thank the Academy.
Does it?
I was clarifying.
Let's go check. Fucking. All right. The point is,
I said back next to the academy.
So a week or two ago, a few of us helped Andrew out with a school project, and
It's true that happened.
It's true it happened.
We're plugging this too, yeah.
I don't want to plug it just yet because I don't know if he's. What I'm asking him is if he's still back from it.
I haven't heard anything yet.
Okay.
So we'll see.
So all we can say really is that it's a music video, and hopefully we'll be able to put it up on the
And
the
me
Work
and
in Progress
Jake are
YouTube
brilliant
page.
in it.
Oh man, I act up a storm in that thing.
God.
I will tell you that a music video exists, and hopefully it will be available to the public soon. But it's.
If you want a video where you can see me drink senselessly, then go for it.
I mean, not to toot my own horn.
I really liked it.
I
Anyway.
think it's one of the better things I've ever made.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
It's given that time was a factor. I couldn't do everything exactly the way I would have wanted. There are definitely some shots I would have removed and changed with something else. But ultimately, I'm pretty pleased with it. It kind of came together as I foresaw it, which is pretty exciting. It's easily either the first or second best thing I've ever made. It's either that or the 5-minute adaptation of the Pokey Little Puppy I made last year.
Oh, I love that.
Which I should definitely get up on
I still
YouTube
want
page.
that.
Actually, we should do that. That would be good.
Just because of your great expressions of being like,
So I'll tell you what, because as I mentioned earlier, saying it on the podcast holds me accountable.
Yeah.
We will get up my film adaptation of the Pokey Little Puppy on the Work in Progress YouTube page
nice.
within the next week or so,
And-
because I would like to share it with the world, I guess.
That reminds me, Ian. I meant to talk to you about this last week, but you were leaving. If you ever do anything for 89 Films and you want to put it under the Work in Progress banner, you're more than welcome to.
Okay.
Because you just slap your fucking thing on there and we'll just post it on the page.
Yeah.
Because, I mean,
Speaking
free
of
attention at that point.
Mention that at some point.
And I am gonna here soon. I'm gonna start dumping some senseless money into this project. I'm gonna do what Andrew did for his for Rock Relapse. I'm gonna start advertising a little bit because
Oh,
word
cool.
of mouth has taken us probably about as far as I think it will right now. So
do some advertising.
yeah, do some basically just simple Facebook advertising. But we'll see that. So if you see ads start popping up for Work in Progress, don't fear. It's because I want them
Our
to.
smiling faces.
It's sure.
They'll be like, man, I want to listen to what those
Oh
guys talk
man,
about.
they look so.
Those guys have faces
kind
for
of
podcasts.
terrifying.
Faces, that's right. That's our motto right there. Faces for podcasts.
This
are
stopped
you looking
recording at about 7:50.
He said it was going.
All right.
I thought it was still moving. I thought you were pointing out to me that the levels were pretty high.
No, I was
If it
going that
helps
it's
any,
frozen.
I've also started, with my appearance here, I plugged to a couple different individuals that I was going to be on here, including my 16-year-old little sister. So
Oh God.
we may have the youngest listener of your group there. So
Never mind, it's still going.
All right, we're good. Whatever. I don't give a shit. Yay! Fucking.
We've been running into your sister, by the way.
shout
Now
out.
works at Brown Derby.
Yeah.
Shout out to Emily.
Shout out to Brandon.
Not ever.
Wait, who works at Brown Derby?
she needs to get out.
Yeah,
Brown Derby?
Yeah.
Yeah, Amanda works the Derby.
It's really fun.
True story.
As soon as I walked in on Halloween, she knew immediately that I was Walter White, which was cool.
You're Walter
In
White.
your underwear, did you?
Oh, that would be.
I did. If
Your
you look at my
underwear and a
Facebook,
gun.
I wasn't at Derby, but later at the party I was.
Okay.
I just-
in my mind, I saw Mitch just walking around in like button-up shirt and underwear the entire evening.
That would be
out in
amazing.
public.
Holding meth and a pistol.
See, I was all of that, just not in public. I was at the party. As soon as I got there, I had like 10 people. Most of them who didn't know who I was were like, "Yeah, take your pants off."
Like, okay, that's just a normal Friday night.
It is a normal Friday night. See, the problem was, like, a bunch of my friends were like, "Are you going as Walter White?" And I said, "Yeah." And they're just like, "Can you please buy tidy whities?" And I was like, "Fine." So
Who needs to buy them? That's all I wear.
So the worst part was I walk into Brown Derby and Amanda knows that something is wrong. She's like, "Are you all right?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm just going above and beyond for my costume."
Got a real nice grip on my dick right now.
I like your
since I
new
was a
Ace
little boy.
Ventura look, by the way, Andrew.
With your hair up like that hair is some sweet hair, man.
Yeah,
So
thanks.
we haven't heard from Brandon yet tonight. The
Brandon's
quietest
here?
member of Work in Progress.
Hello.
Brandon, what pray tell have you been up to?
Been working in the bakery lately. And it's kind of. It's.
You're trying so hard, but
It's like 5:30 to 1:30.
Jeez.
I have to get up early.
Oh, that sucks.
And I get home and I'm tired. And I go, asleep.
Yeah, have you made any progress on your
I've made a little bit.
your jam,
I've
your
made a
Vidya jam?
little bit. My Jogo.
Video
Your
James.
Jogo. All right, a little bit, not much though.
Yeah.
Are we just making the mohawk party now? Because my hair is not long enough for this, and let's be honest, Mitch's probably isn't either.
Oh, beard mohawk. Yes.
Oh wait, I could do that.
Gonna make it-
I could kind of do that. Not really.
Can't
No,
make
you can't.
mohawks when no one can see them.
This
That's
is
fair.
easily the best part of the podcast for people
Yeah, right
who
now.
only listen.
Yes, visual gags.
Yeah, I'm totally making a
Oh man,
mohawk,
okay,
guys.
so sorry, go ahead.
I technically broke my code for like past couple hours.
God damn it, Brandon.
I left it, but it broke.
And you just left it broke.
I just left
You
it.
motherfucker.
I'm gonna like manually.
You goddamn
Search for it.
heathen.
It's like that. Like you're gonna have to really.
No, there's just pointers pointing in stupid spots. Because I replaced the treasure system I had earlier with the automatic item thing. So you can like dynamically load different kinds of items and design them in text editors and then upload them. So you can people who play the game can change whatever the hell they want now.
Fuck shit up, did it?
Yeah, fuck shit up. Well, it's for people who want to make different games and mods and crap like that.
Right.
Fair enough.
Pretty cool.
I started to follow this other guy on Tumblr making a strategy game, like that I was talking about that one time. He's making a strategy game with ponies. And
What sort of strategy? Like real-time strategy?
no, like the take your turn shit. Like
Turn-based.
Cool.
Turn-based
What was he
strategy.
following? The Robot War, Super Robot War,
Advanced Wars.
Advanced
Advanced Wars. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, turn-based.
Yeah.
Super Robot
in that
War.
style. In that style.
I know, and if we're gonna make a game, guys, there it is. Super Robot
Super Robot Wars!
I would
Play that, dude.
Not
So
even that name, I'm sold.
already, I'm sold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sold me on Techno Kitty.
I'm gonna Google it and make sure no one's already taken it.
Speaking of awesome games,
No, go on.
Speaking of awesome games, Mitch, Andrew, Sonia, and I last night we managed to finally get around to play Axe Cop Munchkin.
It was a
And
good deal of fun.
It is. Oh, it's
Three of
so
us
fun.
at one point were wearing cat suits.
Yeah.
What?
There's so okay. So
Exactly.
Munchkin is a. For those of you who don't know, Munchkin is a card game that you play, and it's not like
It's not like booster packs,
or anything like that. It's just like a normal board game. It's just there's no board, and you just play with cards, and it functions almost identically to sort of a pen. It's a fine. To like sort of. Just keep going, Chris. Don't worry about it. So it functions kind of like a pen and paper RPG game, but without the pen and the paper, and the cards tell you exactly what to do. So,
Right.
It's fine.
and if you know what Axe Cop is delightful. Originally, it's an online comic book.
Written by like the guy's son or something, right?
I thought it was his brother.
It's his little brother. It's written
Yeah,
by like a
brother.
drawn by like a 29-year-old, and his 5-year-old brother writes it.
That's
Yeah.
fantastic.
They've both aged since then, so like the numbers are higher than they were now. But
Yeah, because
Right.
the kid's like, I think the kid's 9 now.
whoa, warriors.
So
So there's things in this game like you can become a dinosaur, and it gives you bonuses. There's a weapon you can have. It's a chainsaw gun.
Both me
So
and
you
Sally
can
at
be a
one point
dinosaur
had
holding a
unicorn
chainsaw
horns.
gun?
Yeah,
You're telling me? Where
Yeah,
it
you
has
can also be an avocado dinosaur wielding a chainsaw gun.
avocado.
Avocado.
Okay.
You heard me
Does
right.
that make you delicious? I don't
No, it's just. I mean, it has an effect, but
dinosaur fight.
the point is, it's actually a great fucking game, and I highly recommend it to anybody who loves board games.
Did you play it
Both me
by
and
itself,
Sonia.
or did you add any of the
We
others?
played it by itself.
That one we played by itself.
I requested that we played it by itself.
That
Yeah.
applies.
to keep it, you know,
Yeah.
untainted.
Because the thing with Munchkin is that, for people that don't know, like you have the standard set, but there's also a billion other versions of it.
Yeah.
Like there's a Lovecraft version, there's a zombie one, which I have. But we have the Lovecraft one too.
The
don't we?
Cthulhu.
Yeah,
Cthulhu.
I bought Cthulhu.
There's
Yeah.
Axe Cop,
they're all
there's James
combinable.
Bond ones, there's
Yeah.
superhero ones,
There's a
yeah, there's a whole
crap
bunch.
ton.
Yeah, they're all fun, but yeah.
And you can mix them all and have these giant decks like just.
The only problem is
several
once you
feet
get to
high.
that point, there's so many cards that require specific other cards that
Right.
you can't even get close to playing quite what you'd want.
I regret to inform everyone here that Super Robot Wars is already a series of
Damn
games,
it!
and apparently a pretty big one based out of Japan. There's
Damn
at least like, I don't know, 30 titles.
Super Robot Wars, yeah, that had to be Japan.
Yeah,
Guys, how did we not foresee this?
I don't think
Europe,
they've been released
ironically.
here, but
It's fine then.
yeah, I guess we'll just make an American version of.
Keep talking.
Super Robot Wars.
Of Super Robot Wars.
What was it?
Maybe we could change the name just enough. We could call it like Ultimate Cyborg Battles.
That worked for me.
That was pretty good.
Thank you.
Right off the top of your head.
Welcome back, Chris.
Fucking winged that.
Chris has returned once more.
Chris is made of pixels.
I'm back.
All right, cool. That's
Anyway,
important for
so
everyone.
Chris, you missed it. We confirmed that Super Robot Wars is actually a existing game. So,
Oh, good.
yeah.
So now our dreams are shattered.
Unfortunately. Unfortunately.
But we're going to make Ultimate Cyborg Battles instead.
Yeah, that'll be great.
Cyborg.
Now I have to Google that.
Google fucking everything. So,
It's called Real Steel, the video game.
So I got this new fucking job, right? And it doesn't make great money. It makes decent money. Like for a single fucking college age person, it's livable. It's I can live fairly comfortably.
Kept pretty big.
Save up for like a week or two to get expensive things, whatever. And I was excited when I got this job because I was like, oh man, I'm actually gonna have a job that gives me decent money again. Because working at the fucking price cutter, you don't make shit. You make fuck all, and they give you no hours.
They started you on lower pay than I'd started.
Yeah, they did. They started me on lower pay for some fucking reason. So
I made like 20% more than you.
you're a motherfucker. Listen, you're not
Because you're just so good.
you're not helping our friendship here.
Sorry.
So at the new
friendship
job,
is
I
in
get
danger.
I get 40 hours a week guaranteed. I get a little bit higher pay. It's good. So I got excited. I was like, oh man, I'm gonna have money. I want to be able to start buying shit again.
Right.
So halfway through November, when I start actually, going to training for this job, Sonny's like, so what do you want to do for Christmas? And I was like, well, what do you mean? She's like, well, gifts. And ever since then, I have never met someone who goes so far out for Christmas. Like, Dave's getting 20 presents just from Sonya.
Really?
Well, yeah, she's a kid, though.
I was lucky to get 10 total when I was a kid. For my whole family. It was like rad Christmas. And she's sitting there, she's like looking on fucking internet, like, I think I'm gonna buy this for Day. And I'm looking at her like, she has 20 fucking presents. And she's like, yeah, but I mean, this is only $10. And I'm like, she has 20 fucking presents.
Jake, I think that little kid just has a better childhood than either of us ever did.
See, Chris knows my pain. Chris probably got like fucking coal and a beating for Christmas.
No, I did pretty well.
Not 2 socks. 1 sock.
I won't lie to you. I did pretty well. The divorce helped.
And then work in progress.
No,
I
see,
think
this
it's
is
sad
actually
hilarious.
This is actually the least sad thing. Well, maybe not the least sad thing. I could just talk about like kittens and rainbows. And my parents got divorced when I was like 6 or 7, and frankly, I was never super traumatized by it. I have
Because of that.
that helps.
They gave me so many presents.
I have a theory that I think even as a child I kind of realized my parents weren't working out that well, so ultimately my state of living was better when they were apart. And then double Christmas.
Double Christmas.
Yeah, you see,
Double Christmas helped a lot.
say that. I have heard kids mention being like, then I have double Christmas coming up. And I'm like, oh,
I was
sorry. And I go, I'm sorry. And then they go, don't be.
No, my parents' divorce never bugged me in the slightest. It's nowhere near a touchy subject with me.
Okay.
My parents
Clearly, if you
drove
just
me to
plug
drink.
that in the podcast.
That's not why I drink.
Now we're getting dark.
It's not actually why I drink.
Let's talk about what makes you drink.
Well, and you have the double Christmases, and you have the same bonus that I do, that your birthday is in December.
So
it all-
December's
guys are assholes.
Palooza.
A cousin of mine actually has been born on Christmas, and he sometimes he gets better help from that, and other times he just gets screwed for that.
Yeah, no. One of my
Let's
childhood
lump them
friends has a
together.
birthday on Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
And he said, by and large, he mostly gets screwed out of it.
Yeah.
Like most people are just like, here's a gift for both.
Like there were some days where like his parents were like, here's like a weekend getaway at this. It's for your birthday and Christmas. And I'm like, that's awesome. And then other days he's been like, here's a bottle of $10 wine we found at Schnucks.
And it's all...
And
It's good $10 wine.
whatever
They
that
may have had a
means.
glass or two, but the rest of it is yours.
Ignore the fact that it's been opened.
Ian and I are both lucky in that our birthdays are kind of just far enough away from Christmas
Yeah,
that you don't
like
get
more
the
than
big
2 weeks,
overlap.
right.
Yeah, mine's
There's
the
a pay
13th
period.
versus
Or a
the
little less
15th.
than 2 weeks.
It's a good breath knowing they are separate.
Speaking of which, 2 work in progress birthdays coming up this
That's
week.
right.
Ian and I will both be year older by the time the next episode rolls.
There you go.
Yeah, they will be.
That'll be exciting. I'm sure
We
we're,
could
we're
even do a
both
birthday
gonna-
episode if you want. I don't think you do. We can.
Super Magna birthday episode. No.
No, fuck that. No.
We were talking about this earlier. We both have to work on our birthdays.
Yes. Welcome to the real world, jackass.
Yeah, which is cool. I mean, I could have asked off way in advance if I wanted to, and I'm sure they would have given it to me. But
Yeah,
again,
right,
I normally like my job, and I'm like, I don't mind going in on my birthday. It's not like I'm going to do anything super special anyway. Like, what I'm going to do instead is I'm just going to go out drinking with you guys the night before, and it's like,
gonna be
Right.
fun.
I don't need to do anything
that-
on my actual birthday.
Right.
And you can use that. Well, wait. You said you work on your birthday.
I work on my birthday.
So you can use that to your advantage. So when people ask you at the door, like, "How's your day going?" You'll be like, "Oh, it's my birthday." So
it's my birthday.
You better give me a hand.
And I hold the hand out.
That's a pretty cool game system you have.
I think I should just, like, instead of a Pizza Hut hat at work, I should just put on a little party hat. It's like 24.
You wear that every day at work. That's why
Depending on the results, every day may become my birthday for me. It might be worth a shot.
You got a list like, shit, have I been to this house already? Like, will this gag work? Checking off a list.
That's a quick story for you. So this is old school Pokemon knowledge. There was, if you played the trading card game, one of the coolest cards to have was the Happy Birthday Pikachu card.
Oh my god! Yes.
Oh my god.
I luckily had one. Yeah, exactly. Like you could write in like with. If you really wanted to, you could write in your birthday, and it says like, if you put on this, it does like 30 some odd damage. If it's your birthday, it does 80 some odd damage. And so anyone who ever played it like in a tournament would always be like, yeah, it's my birthday.
I'd be like, no, I'm going to need to see some identification.
You're a fucking liar.
The problem
driver's
was,
license, kid.
this was like
No,
at like a Toys R Us league. So we were like,
You better have brought your birth certificate, kid.
they were like 10 or 11, so they'd be like, it's my birthday. You'd be like, show me your passport, and they'd be like, what's a passport?
Let's see that birth certificate.
If you don't know what it is, your Pikachu's doing 20 damage. If you didn't bring proof, it's not your birthday.
But if you're doing that, you'd probably get a... Then you wear like one of those Burger King crowns.
Birthday boy.
So, you two motherfuckers get lucky because you have the December birthdays. I get the shaft as a kid. It didn't fucking matter.
Like in general, or?
Like for my birthday. I do in general also
in
get the
life.
shaft. If you ever met me, I have shitty luck.
Especially from the popo.
Especially from the police. Anyway, so what?
Police.
So my birthday is
Calm down, Dave Chappelle.
my birthday is February 4th, so as a kid, it didn't fucking matter. It was just like another fucking day. But as an adult, February 4th is 10 days before Valentine's Day. So you start talking to your friends, you start talking to your family, and shit like that, and your birthday falls 10 days before Valentine's Day. That's when people start buying shit for Valentine's Day. That's when they start shelling out for, like, flowers and candy and fucking gifts. And they're like, oh, it's my birthday. And I'm like,
$50 teddy bears.
You know, I really hope I'm still single for Valentine's Day this year,
Why?
because I am not going to miss keeping all that money.
Oh darn! I guess I have money in my pocket.
guess I have $300
It's
now.
so weird how we like learn like how each side of the spectrum is suddenly awesome. Like once we get out of one or the other, like
Oh, yeah.
like I was single for like 4 or 5 years
Once that
there in
whole
a row.
grass is always greener.
Yeah, exactly. And then I got into this 2-year relationship, and I got like all the perks of being in a relationship, you know. And
I can masturbate whenever I want.
so now I've been out of that relationship for a couple of months. And the first thing I noticed, it took maybe like 3 weeks.
Shout out
was,
to my
wow,
students, by the way.
I have a lot more money. Like literally, the first thing like really hit me after like 3 weeks is like I have a lot more money to use than I did.
I think there's a rap song in there.
He's like
somewhere.
browsing Amazon
And,
and
like-
like, oh, I have to save up for. Wait.
Like we broke up like 2 months before
Oh,
it
you
would have
got
been her
$20
birthday
in
and
my
like our
pocket.
anniversary.
Yeah.
It's like these were dates that I would have had circled on the calendar as like days to lose all your money. And I was like, haha, it's her birthday. I'm gonna buy myself some presents. It's what would have been our anniversary. It sounds like I'm taking me out to dinner.
Saturday, I'm buying a shit ton of beer and cheap Jack in the Box hamburgers and not leaving my house.
Chris, do you have a Jack in the Box up there?
So do.
They have a Jack in the Box in goddamn Idaho, and they don't have one in
And not
Springfield.
here.
Do they have a White Castle?
It's from In-N-Out, unfortunately.
I've never had In-N-Out.
It's so good.
Do you have White Castle up in
Do you have
Idaho?
White Castle?
No.
Oh,
Okay.
Oh well.
You still win the Jack in the Box fun, though.
That's true.
We do.
We even get commercials.
Yeah.
I know we do.
We get fucking Jack in the Box
Well,
commercials.
there's one not too far from here, like 2 hours to what is it?
Okay.
I don't mean too, but like in the grand scheme of things,
Okay.
it is in the region, you know.
Yeah, I
Sure.
get it.
It's like the I know this because I just got out of a relationship with someone who's like obsessed with Jack in the Box. But the nearest one to here is in Cuba,
Box is
Missouri,
Oh,
which
okay.
is just like
Cuba,
like 2 hours away.
Missouri. Yeah, it's like a 2-hour drive from here, I think. So relatively, in the grand scheme of things, it's close.
2 hours for Jack in the Box, though. That's and
I'm not
tacos
making
will
that
be
drive.
stale.
She
by the time
considered
you
it
get
more often than I would ever have imagined.
Right.
Well, I don't know. After us watching
If she could have driven,
me and
she
Mark
would have done
after
it
a while,
a
we're
couple
like,
times.
3 hours for White Castle. Okay.
If I'm staying for a few days, I'll drive fucking
Exactly,
3 hours
yeah.
from White Castle to Jack in the Box.
Which is what we did. Yeah.
I wouldn't drive that far for either.
Went up to. Well, yeah, I know you're not a fan.
Well, those weeks.
I don't like White Castle at all, and Jack in the Box I don't really see the
Because
fuss
you're a
about.
goddamn heathen.
What about the
Probably.
tacos? man?
The tacos are all right, but it's
Tell me
like
about the tacos.
so good.
Most of the time,
And they're $1 for 2.
it was always the add-on. It'd be like, we're driving over to White Castle, and we're going to be drinking and playing video games and watching anime and doing
Yeah.
other stuff. And then it was always like, oh, well, I guess that I might as well, you know.
I think White Castle's gross as hell. I lived in Cape Girardeau for a
either
year,
love it or you
and they
hate
had
it.
one down there, and I was like,
You
I'm
can't
finally gonna have White Castle because I hear it's delicious, and I'm like, this is the grossest shit ever.
What is this vomit burger?
Let me tell you something too. Like when you're a fucking teenager or a kid and you're eating White Castle, it's fucking delicious,
so
and you just eat all of it. And then you hit about 20 years old,
No,
21
man.
maybe, and you go and you're like, you get 2 burgers in, you're like, oh man,
Dude, I hate
this is rough.
I was the other way around. I thought it was gross as like a kid, and then years later, I was like, these are fucking amazing.
You go to Mark's, get like a Crave case with like 30 of
That's
those things.
what we
in them.
do all the time.
I really, really hate that I am now old enough to like feel what McDonald's does to my body.
You're now to the point where you eat the burger and you're like, oh.
Yeah, like
That was the poor choice.
you get like the double quarter pounder from McDonald's. You like eat that thing, and you can actually kind of like feel it clogging some arteries.
I'm chubby.
Oh, I'm too old to be eating this kind of garbage.
You need to visit my family in Wisconsin. That is making me sleepy.
Well, nap time.
It's like you eat it or whatever, and you come into the house, and I'm like, what's up, buddy? And you're like, Andrew time. And you just sort of lay on the floor, go to sleep.
The grease is warping my brain.
I'm gonna misdirect for a second because. Well, no. Go ahead. You do your thing because then I'm gonna take it in a different direction.
I was just saying, like, that is one of the worst things so far about growing old. Not the responsibilities, not
Food
having to
makes
go to
you-
job.
food
It's
makes
that
you
you
tired
can't
and
eat
feels
anything you want anymore.
Yeah,
and feel fine.
Diet starts to actually become something you
Yeah.
have to worry
You
about.
can't go through like a case of soda just for scud.
Well, yeah, and like a couple of years ago, I started getting the belly weight, and I'm like, oh shit. God damn it, there's consequences to my actions. My metabolism actually hit a reasonable level.
I cannot have chicken sandwiches every day.
Damn.
No longer.
Man, your caveman talk thing a second ago reminded me. So we got this game
Oh yes.
called We Didn't Playtest This at All. Chris, have you heard of this?
Oh god.
No? It's
Chris, this is an audio podcast, not video.
you can't just shrug and expect the world to understand. It's We Didn't Playtest This at All as a card game, and it's literally defined by each game taking between like 30 seconds to like 2 minutes to finish.
Yeah.
Most of the cards are just dressed up in win conditions, like you win the game if everyone at the table is wearing blue, or
Like the first one we played, it was like, if your birthday is this month, and I was like, well, I guess I win.
yeah,
And then Andrew's like, hey, would you?
and then you've got cards that like make other players lose, or like cards that create house rules where if you don't follow them you lose. It's fine. It just keeps jamming up, but it's still moving along. So there are cards in this game called Me, You, and Them, or is it They?
They.
I think it's They.
They.
And when those cards are played, you can't say variations of those words. So if you play Me, then no one at the table can say like I or me or my. Just any of those
First
variations.
person
And if you say them,
point.
and if you say them, you lose. Like that's it. The game's over for you. And then there's a you card where you can't say you or your or any of that, and then there's a they card where you can't say they or them or their or whatever. So we were playing a game where instead of losing, you just discard a card because you play with the whole deck.
Yeah, it's like a special added.
Yeah, a special added addition to the game. So all 3 of those cards quickly went into play. So you couldn't say any variation of me, you, or they, or you'd have to discard a card from your hand, and the last person with a hand wins. So you don't want to do
And
that.
we had that card out where you can't point at anything.
Oh yeah,
And it is
So
at
we
this
sit
point.
there like these silent motherfuckers staring at each other. Like,
No, this is the best
this
part.
one thinks that.
Because it is at this point with these 4 cards in play that I arrive home from work. And I come downstairs and I'm, what's up, buddy? And everybody turns to me with caveman speak. And they're like, play a game.
I took to referring to myself as this form.
Yeah,
Because you can say Andrew, apparently.
But for the most part, a lot of our conversations started breaking down into really simple statements.
because we're so afraid to trip over.
Yeah, because it's really hard to just consciously tell yourself to not say any of these like 10 words. So for me, at least, my strategy was just to use as few words as possible when talking to anybody. So most of my conversation was like, "Draw a card, Ian." just cutting out as many words from a sentence.
Well, that's how I lost in the end too. I made one mess up, and then in that mess up, made another mess up, and went, "Oh, I lost."
It's such a crazy
it was
game.
fun,
but
though.
So awkward.
It was like a dope ass game.
it's amazing.
It's so awkward when somebody breaks the rule and they say "I" and they don't realize it, and you try to like move your head at them. You're like, you said the word.
Well, none of us want to risk saying it by like telling you
Yeah,
you fucked up.
yeah,
so we're just kind of waiting for you to realize what you did.
So there's that awkward thing where everybody's just looking at you, like, "Oh God!"
And you're like, "Shit, what did I do?"
Well, I know it wasn't any help though, because like someone would do something, I'd be like, "Oh!" I was that guy from Yu-Gi-Oh that I mentioned like 2 episodes ago. And if you didn't get it, people would look at me and be like, "Oh, Mitch's medicine is wearing off. Get up here."
So, all right, on that part, it is actually probably a pretty good time
that note.
to wrap
No,
this
I agree.
motherfucker up with our favorite guest of all time, Mr. Chris. Mr. Chris over here. Have a nice round of applause for Chris.
We miss you, buddy.
We miss you, and we do hope that you're so sad looking, just all tiny on the screen, just frowning. So,
Jack off.
for all we know, we can only see him shoulders up. For all we know, he's been feverishly masturbating
He's
past
enjoying this
hour.
podcast so much.
Exactly. That's why he's so happy, man.
Like chat roulette, man.
Yeah.
But they can't go away.
Well, thanks for having me on, guys. By all means, if you ever need another guest, drop me a line. I'll stop on by again.
Damn straight.
So, we certainly will. Next week is important because I finally fucking figured out how we're gonna do the fucking drinking quest guy.
Oh,
Nice.
man.
So
We're gonna do him.
We're gonna do him. We're gonna
Plug the shit
right
out of it.
in,
We're gonna plug it.
right in his 4 muscular veiny arms. He's
Four?
He's a barbarian and he has
That doesn't explain it.
It's a whole shtick. He had just go with it.
We'll get to it.
We'll get to it.
You can ask him about his forearms when he's hungry.
Exactly.
I will do
So
that.
we're not going to do a whole episode with him because he's a very busy man. He makes fucking games
Yeah.
for a living. I assume that means he's busy.
He's got a big boy job.
So we're only going to do probably a 10-15 minute interview with him. So you motherfuckers think of questions you want to ask him, and he's said he's open to fucking anything, even if it's not related to the game. So
It won't be.
How many dudes have you fucked?
yeah, let's not open.
Serious question.
Opening question.
How do you feel about abortions?
Well, I mean, it should be. He's Canadian, so it's probably pretty okay with him. I would imagine because he's Canadian.
What is your stance on
Don't
maple
give
syrup?
him crap that you gave me and that one girl.
Oh no, that's fair. All right, so so look out for that next week. It won't be the whole episode, but it'll be a portion of the episode. For now, though, let's go around our circle again. On my left, we have
Andrew.
Brandon.
Ian.
Bitch. Hey,
sorry,
I'm Chris.
and that's Chris. And as always, I am Jake, and I'm back, and so the show is going to be better now. I promise.
Ouch.
I love you guys. You kept it going while I was gone.
I
We will talk to you
enjoyed my
guys.
2-week takeover.
We will talk to you guys probably next week. Who fucking knows? We'll see you all later. Keep an eye out on don't pause it yet. Or keep an eye out on our Vine
projects.
account and our YouTube account because we're gonna be posting shit to that. Also, rate and review on iTunes.
And Comics Coffee coming soon.
Keep an eye out for Comics Copy coming soon. All right. Bye.